right now. Let's queue up even more recordings on my freaking already so far behind record thing. It's gonna be CVC here. PhoenixYo versus Shrike. That is of course PhoenixYo. Has a different Steam name. CVC on the shallows. Now this has got to be Shrike's pick. You know, I gotta say, actually that makes a lot of sense because you know Phoenix is like the aggro player at these days, right? And this is the map he hates the most because obviously it is very good at canceling aggro. So I think this is actually a very good pick. Yes, indeed I am, Phoenix. Yes, indeed I am. You're fun to watch, man. And Shrike is pretty high tier too, so I mean, I feel like this is a series that we'd kind of want to cast anyway. Now that I think about it. AV Rush coming out from Phoenix. I can't say we're really surprised here. Now let's check his timing. You've watched them all? Dang, that's sick, man. Pop, pop, quick drop. Yes, 29-16. Nicely done. 16 billiards viewers. Okay. And that's with the Scara gone. Meanwhile, for Shrike, definitely it's going to be SC first year, so. Not terribly surprising, given the map here. No, he's saying Wuji had watched all of the Groupstage games, apparently. Which I think is insane. And still choke. Yeah. Yeah, no, I know how it is, man. That's pretty pog, though. I mean, not many people are willing to put forth the work for a game like DOK, but if you do, like, you are really good. I used to watch what people were doing in Groupstage as well if I was going to face them in the brackets. It's one reason why I'm kind of serious about getting the replay pack set up, although I suppose that you can just find them if you want to. It allows players this kind of extra strategic depth, you know what I mean? Probe here from Shrike, gonna see it all. That is AAV tech. He knows about this. Doesn't need to rush to get defense though, but on a map like this, Railgun Fab is not a bad choice. If AVs are gonna pressure you, you know, you're up on this high ground, you're pretty much invulnerable. So I think that I think it's gonna be fine for Shrike. By the way, Phoenix with a little bit of a bad rally here. They're trying to move out this side and then finding they can't going that way. Now, one thing he could do that would be illegal is to turn the carrier like this, so that the butt is facing that side, and then AVs will actually spawn right here. But you're not allowed to do that in tournament, so just thought you ought to know. It's kind of a funny thing on the shallows. Maybe I shouldn't even be telling people about it. Yeah, it happened in my game versus Descara on accident. I popped a PC into the middle of the map and then had a proxy PC randomly. Yes, for sure. But what he ought to do is just rotate like just a little bit here, like 5 degrees or something, and he won't dirt behind the carrier. But the thing is, like, if we realize you're doing intentional teleports in tournament, we might DQ you. So you definitely don't want to do it. It's not a good thing to do. Good to know how to do, because it's fun to do when you're playing like vanilla or whatever. You can get insane rushes and stuff with it, but it's not legal in tournament though. This is tilting me, man. You gotta fix your rallies. Oh my gosh. You know, the best thing you can do actually is just turn this carrier around and have it facing on the back end, but yikes. Shrike has rail fab. Rails are being produced as well for safety. And look at this very aggressive turret post as well. I think it's because he knows, like, look, it's Phoenix, so he's not gonna go eco, right? Like, I know I ought to just, you know, build some defense here. I'm not gonna get behind, and I like it. Missile battery fab coming out as well for Phoenix. I think as a result of the fact that he has really no scouting, he doesn't know what his opponent could do. I've got to say, this doesn't look like a terribly compelling game from him, but then he'll, you know, randomly win like he always does, and so I shouldn't say that too soon. Whoa! Look at that. Lightning. Still no carrier rotate. Let's get an LDM off the third, though. This is something kind of unique you can do in the shallows. By the way, I'm starting to think that the railgun rush actually should be a fairly decent build on the shallows if you take this hill, but I don't know. Yeah, because he's like mad about AVs. Although he is taking it now. Mag Excel coming out too, so this is going to be very, very difficult to push for Phoenix. Chances that he makes a successful push here, I'd say, are very low. Base Splinter inventory coming out. Interesting. I don't know. I've learned not to doubt Phoenix when he gets a BR inventory. Yikes! That turret just got slaughtered. Turrets don't have the best vision. You really need to have a spotter for them. And these AVs are just gonna get up onto the main because he's not even pulling cells, dude. You can't claim AVs are OP because of this. This is bad micro. Oh no. Yikes. Ah, the AVs are going to clean everything up here. What the heck? This should have been an easy hold for Shrike. Oh no. They're in the main. Ugh. That artifact I think will help them clean this up, but this is not good at all. Golly. Okay, let me explain to you the way that, good Depex though. Let me explain to you the way that AVs are countered here, alright? Rails on high ground, very good, okay? Very, very good. Your rails have got huge range, right? Like 2,065 meters, I think, is about to like here. But your rails couldn't start shooting until the AVs had already cleared the turret, so one LAV, right? That's all you need, just like chilling behind this hill. Turret is going to get max vision. Rails are going to get max vision. You're going to do a lot of damage on the lead up and you're going to burn his smokes before he gets to the base, right? Now you pull cells, you pull rails, you pull the carrier up into the mid here and choke him out. And then, what's he going to do? He has like no option to do damage with you, and then the rails just kind of reclaim this high ground position and you die, so... It's so easy to defend that. You just have to actually micro. I don't mean to be like aggressive here, I'm just saying like you can't say AVs are OP watching this gameplay, right? Double turret from Phoenix. Oh, we have a BR race. Oh, it looks like Shrike is taking the lead. Ah, it's Shrike. Hello. Yeah, we will watch the next game as well. Yoink. Nice BR steal. Now the best thing you can do here is to put down a turret and just kill that base runner. Just as a bit of BM. 19 million viewers. Nice, dude. If only they could have been here to see the last games, man. I'd recommend everyone on stream who didn't catch A Game versus Discara, you ought to check that out. Also, no, viewbots actually don't count for the viewer count. I've noticed that before. Otherwise, my averages would be much higher. And yes, that's Shrike. Cold Blow code. Kitsune invited me to a game of DOK. Gotta say, I don't think I'll be joining. A Game, by chance does what's it called? Mobility support? Does that actually affect air units as well? Gotta imagine it doesn't. A support cruiser. Yes, totally. I mean, it was like, how many times can you go back and forth in a game? I don't know, but that's probably a record. At least for my casting. Don't think so? Alright. It'd probably be insane if it could. You can imagine Mobility 5 is like 40% increase or something like that against Afterburner Interceptors. It'd be pretty speedy. Although this is a good idea for my joke patch. 20%. Oh, you're trying to do like an AV-less game. Interesting. He finally built one, but yeah, this is the 20 cell opener. Oh my, Phoenix is going for bombers. I've never seen this before. $18 cells. Hey, we got another follow. Javega. Welcome, my guy. Yeah. Good Good point, AK. This, by the way, this is horrible. This SC is also kind of stuck, so if you have an AV to smoke, you should definitely be doing that. Ooh. Area of effect damage, my guy. You gotta be smoking this. Well, they would counter. I mean, like I said, it's pretty easy. You just have to kite, right? And you have to have vision up in the front line. And A-Game pointed out as well that if there's... Yeah, turrets have AoE. A-Game pointed out as well that if there's vision across the field, you'll know how many units your opponent has got too, and you can just kind of overbuild. Overbuild? That makes no sense. You can build enough. By the way, look at this freaking, like, Command and Conquer style gameplay over here from PhoenixYo. He's building a base in DOK. Have you ever heard of such a thing? Gunship on the way now. Double bomber can chunk the salves, but I don't believe it kills the SC if it moves, but that's the critical thing. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Ooh, okay, it still doesn't kill it, I guess, but... You make me nervous by doing things like that. Still very good damage on the, very good damage on the things. That's a new change. SCs can target air. It helps to make strike fighters a bit less meta. You know, it's actually 2 bombers per self, but their AoE is so good that you can chunk them all basically with 2 bombers usually. Yikes. And the gunship. Oh no. The army from Shrike here is getting demolished at every turn. What is this salvager doing, by the way? Is he trying to bait the turret shots? Because it's gonna work. Ah, I see. Well, you don't have a spare anymore. Let me tell you that. Gunship just plinking away here, and of course, just a couple missile batteries is not really enough to stop these gunships here. But, whoa, PhoenixYo, of course, obsessed that he will not build railguns. I guess this is kind of an interesting dynamic here. By the way, evil turret right there. But you've got one player who refuses to build rails, and you've got one player who refuses to build assault AAVs. I guess that gives Shrike a disadvantage in the early game, but a big advantage in the late game when you really need him. Rail tech just now starting. This is very late. He does, yeah, but he was trying to avoid them early game. Yeah, you do. My gosh, can you believe after all of this that Shrike is actually going to win this game? I feel like there's some kind of horrible mistake happening here. Yeah, no rails, dude. I'm telling you, this map, rails on high ground, you can, you know, really defend. Like, it's hard to win. Carrier starts going for a run here. To be fair, Shrike has lost a lot of stuff here, and there's actually uncontested bombers. You know what? Oh my gosh, this could still be a win for... This could still be a win for Shrike, what the heck? Ooh. Don't like the sound of that. He gets another artifact out, though. Takes out of healing into armor, that's definitely the right choice here. Whoa-wee! Yeah, I think this has got to be a game for Shrike, although he does need to prioritize these rails, because if the DPS gets out of control, you're going to be in trouble. On the carrier? I don't actually know. Well, not if they don't target them, but... Looks like Shrike has just got the armor to dish out the damage here anyway. And PhoenixYo will go down. Rip in pieces. How can he lose this game, dude? This was like in the bag, man. Oh gosh. Yeah, you'd think so, Javega. You'd really think so. It looks even better when it's Conf, because the Conf carrier is like on top of them, and it's got these like wing things over the the boosters, and so it totally looks like it's like carrying onto you and stuff like that. But it's actually funny because Conf is usually losing in that case. Game 2. It's going to be Kalash Teeth, and this would have been Phoenix's pick. That's kind of interesting. I expected him to pick Firebase or something like that. No, yeah, your air was fine. You got to build rails at some point in the game, I think. Either that or BCs. That could have done it too, but if you got an opponent like Shrike who likes to carrier push, you really kind of need rails in a lot of cases. PhoenixYo 5 minutes before. This whole situation bothers me. It's like AV rush from Phoenix again. Oh, okay, but this is going to be with the turret as well. It's always a difficult proposition. I was kind of complaining to A-Game earlier today that I felt like this was a bit OP, but then I tried it against him and lost horribly. That was CBG though, so it's obviously a little bit different here. That's usually what happens. Like, I tell A-Game, like, man, this strat is just too oppressive, and he's like, well, why don't you try it? And then, yeah, I realize he's just good. And I'm just bad. But, well, hey now, no spoilers. Although I gotta say, whenever PhoenixYo keeps his base runner, you kind of imagine he's gonna do some damage. That's a lot of damage! AV Fab on the way. Pretty decent timing. I think this one's a little bit late because of the base runner, obviously. But he still gets it at about 29, which is not bad at all. Oh, have you watched it already? Oh, yeah, because you told me to check this one out specifically. Still not fully saturated here. He has time to make another salve. I would definitely do it. BR just kind of sharking around. He's looking for the opening. Now, obviously, this base runner got a little spooked when he saw him, so he's going to go back, probably set a turret on the main. I like that a lot. It's weird because, like, I'm expecting this, a Tone. I know you're British, but still. I'm expecting this base runner to not really get much damage done because he's just kind of, like, sharking around here. He still doesn't know what his target is, but it's PhoenixYo, so I'm also imagining he's about to kill him. Like, remember last game I said, like, this feels like a terrible push, but it's also PhoenixYo, so I bet he's gonna win somehow. Won't work against like A-Game and stuff like that, but I mean, man, PhoenixYo, he does damage. That blinking light, of course, indicates AVs are being produced. Here they are. AVs compared to rails. AVs are meant to be much cheaper. I think it's 240 by 20, and rails are 260 by 80. I don't know. A-Game can check me on that, but they're much more expensive on RUs than they are on CUs compared to AVs. That's true. That's a very good point. Railfab is done, though. Actually, you know what? That sounds funny, but I have actually tried some, like, cheese, eco, like, tech hide strats. Oh, no. Well, if you're worried about LAVs, ooh. Where I actually, at the very beginning, I would save up for an anti-air turret post off the base runner. And I'd place this down, and then when his probe came to check my tech, it would blow up. And it was like, ha! You know, like, you really feel smart about that. And obviously, he knows it's SC first, but now he doesn't know necessarily if it's going to be fighter and gunship, if it's going to be... Yeah, this probe doing nothing over here. If it's going to be railguns, if it's going to be AVs, whatever. This turret is up here. Now, again, the problem is that the turret doesn't have max range. But you can't necessarily put the probe out here because this BR is going to kill it, just like that. So, you probably need an LAV or something to track. Rails should be up on the high ground. That's kind of what he's moving toward. Oh my gosh. That's a lot of units. The thing is, when you're ahead on mining, you focus really heavily on just getting units and a lot of like extra turrets, right? For instance, this base sprinter here can actually set down a turret there in a couple seconds if it wants. So when you know your opponent is undercommitting on economy and he's making a huge number of units, you just blind make turrets, you blind make rails, you do whatever you need. Teching AV is probably not a mistake here either. Looks like he is going to blind make a turret, which is nice. Here come the AVs though. So this turret, right, is very... Is that an anti-air turret? Oh no. Yikes. And even if it was a real turret, it's kind of out of position, and the railguns move away right when the AVs push in, which is a little bit questionable. Also, salvagers need to be pulled off the line to det pack this, but he's going to do that. Okay, that's good. I think he needs more than 2, though. Uh-oh. Oh, but with the turret involved? Yeah, okay, this is fine. Rails definitely need to be targeting AVs, though. Carrier's on the way, but a little bit late, I think. Ooh. This is a lot of damage. Yikes. Smoke gets deployed even to just chunk out even more salves and whatever. Well, so here's how I imagine this fight going with proper scouting and with better unit control, right? You had a turret here already, that's fine. You make a turret here as well. Rail's position here too. Also, I disagree that AV is the better defense because Phoenix is very good at keeping AVs alive against other AVs, so I wouldn't really count on that. Rails stay up on the high ground here. We have scouting. We know that these guys are coming. Maybe we have some more rails. Maybe we have more turrets. I don't know. AV pushes out over the hill. 3 rails, right? They're just going to dunk this guy. Once he's dead, they can take this position where attacking the main is almost impossible. Carrier moves out immediately up over to here. And, you know, AV block is coming into play, rails chase, you're going to be completely fine. I mean, this is a 100% holdable push, in my opinion. And it's not exactly like 500 IQ strats either. I feel like this is just sort of how to defend. Well, you saw it coming, but you didn't really respond properly. The other thing is you got to realize, like, if rails are stronger, they're going to be insanely OP too. So this is good though. It's kind of counter pressure here. Well, the thing is, you saw coming in AAV push, but you didn't know how many. You didn't know what the armor was, right? Because there's pretty bad scouting during that whole affair. And the anti-air turret post here is a massive question mark too. Because again, with scouting, right, you should know that this is not possible. And even when your pro gets sniped, you know, you can throw out another one. Oh, it is a misclick? Okay. That makes a bit more sense to me. But you also really can't be misclicking, I guess, at top level. Happens to us all, though. AC Fab on the way for Phoenix now. Well, no, I think he was going to put a turret there, too. It is also a bad positioning, because look, there's a turret here as well. Because the problem with the turret in this position is once he comes over the hill, it's just insta-dead, right? And turrets do their best when they can put out DPS without being killed. I mean, I guess that's true of every unit, but especially turrets. They're glass cannons, right? Because this thing's going to get chunked by AVs really quickly. But if the AVs have lead up on it, you know, there's no way that's going to work. So, you know, turret up on this high ground right here, very, very good. Turret here, quite bad. And there's another turret there too. I mean, I don't really think that's true, Shrike. Rails counter AV, right? Just move your units properly in a fashion that keeps them alive and you'll be fine. I don't really know like what else there's to say about this. The idea that AVs are overpowered relative to rails based on this is just nonsense in my opinion. Look, see, this is without mag accelerator, and these rails are still able to do fairly good damage. Carrier's quite out of position here, and the smoke was good. But these rails, you know, they can clean up this AV attack. So you imagine if the carrier's there, right? You had 3 even, this is just 2. Should be pretty easy to stop this. No, they really can't if you kite. I mean, look at the speed, right? 80 versus 70. That's like 10 speed disadvantage. Oh, nice step back. But I mean, the idea that AAV can chase onto rails is just like really far-fetched. It used to be true in CVG. This is particularly noticeable during rail rushes, but they were nerfed from there. They have less HP. And a lot of people these days are saying that AAV are too weak. So I mean, like, the idea that they're overpowered is just totally coming out of left field to me. This is a classic case of, you know, poor unit control dictating someone's thoughts about a unit. Who said, I like a lot of people, Phoenix, or maybe, I know that Tomcat says that as well. A lot of people say that. You gotta raise for the DOK community, that's a lot of people. That AAVs are, like, they need a bit of love, you know? He says AAV are underpowered as well, that they're too powerful against AS, but I guess Orb hasn't said anything. I don't know, more people said they were weak than people said they were, more people said they were weak than people said they were strong. Yeah, that's what I was referring to, Orb. You mentioned it on your stream. Like, man, these things just die. Perhaps I've got my history wrong here. Also, there's a criminal lack of salvagers being pulled off the line here, too. We noticed this on the shallows as well. If salves don't get pulled off the line, I mean, they get chunked, you know what I mean? Like Firebase and stuff, yeah. Anyway, I don't say this to, like, dogpile on you, too, by the way, Shrike. I'm just saying, like, you've got to, yeah, that's just what they do, Shrike. That's not overpowered. They've been that way since vanilla. Except for the AoE, but it's very small. The thing is, like, you've got to, you know, you've got to stop letting feelings dictate how units work and instead try to learn, okay, what did I do wrong here? Watch the replay, see if there was better unit control you could do, and then do better next time. That's the only way to improve in DOK. You can't, you know, I mean, really, pretty much in any RTS. And you can't just complain that units are OP and allow that to, like, be your excuse, so... Imagine preferring vanilla CVC. That stuff is cancer. If you want to talk about OP AAVs, go play vanilla again, man. Golly. It makes much less sense. Anyway, when you get to like the upper bracket here, which I believe you're advancing to, just, you know, be more careful about controlling the units here, right? Keep the rails at long positions and keep them kiting. Keep the turrets in good positions as well. Do better scouting with the probe, and you're going to be fine against this kind of build. The problem, Shrike, with AAVs and vanilla is that they're insanely tanky. And they won't kill your rails, but they don't need to. They just kind of waltz in, they take out your salvagers. There's not really anything you can do to stop them. And then Strike Fighter is pretty much, you know, guaranteed meta. Like, you can't really build anything else. So it turns out to be really bad to try and avoid, like, to try and build rails at the beginning of the game. It doesn't work, you know what I mean? What about just stand right here, maybe? Look, you can kite forever. Again, right, salvagers get pulled off the line. That's not going to catch you, right? Salvagers pull off the line when you see these guys coming at you. That's like the way that you do this. Turret actually for once is in a good position right here, by the way. You want to talk about LAVs being unusable. Do you remember Garmulator was famous for just using LAVs? By the way, these guys need to be pulled off the line. Oh man, this is spookily bad unit control. Garmulator was famous for LAV spam. That's what he would do. And when he got into CVC, he wouldn't make LAVs because he figured it was just trash, you know what I mean? Like, LAVs are completely inviable in patch, or sorry, in vanilla. You've got to understand that, so. By the way, again, no kiting on these rails here. Salves are late to pull off the line. I wonder why. It's because he doesn't play at all anymore, man. Feelings, mate. Gotta let your feelings not get in the way of your game here. It's criminal. Oh, yeah, that did happen down there. Yeah, Garland just got this weird rivalry with A-Game. It's kind of strange. I keep trying to get him to play patch, but he just kind of doesn't want to. Yeah, but again, in this fight here, there's no railgun kiting. Salves are pulled off the line way too late. Oof. Yeah. No, not really. You could have easily defended without the armor ups, right? I'm telling you, man. Like, it's bad unit control. There's nothing wrong with AAVs currently, except maybe in CVG. Maybe they're a little bit too strong, but... Well, no, the thing is, like, most of the time he's been ignoring you and moving straight up onto the eco, right? That's like what Phoenix does. And he's able to get away with that because he has smoke and you're not really positioning properly, so... And you're not pulling off the line either, which is a huge problem. Right? When you see AVs right here, what do? You pull off the line, you get rails into position where they can attack, and then as the AVs approach, you kite, right? You know what? Sure, I'll play CVC against... Who do you want me to play it against? Right after this stream, and I'll show you like how AVs are meant to be countered. I guarantee you it can be done. Yeah, I'm bad at Coalition, but I can still do it. How about no? You're making unreasonable requests now. Anyway, Orb wants to do it. I will do it with Orb. Bozo, how about you risk your tournament life to prove to me that AAVs are not overpowered? Like, why don't I just show it like this, man? Here comes Strike Fighters. I think he's got AC anti-air. Oh, yikes, there's a lot of anti-air here. This is getting kind of chunky. But yeah, this is yeah, you should probably link it. This is probably pretty far gone. Would you? Nice. I don't know. I feel like AV are probably good with the amount of tankiness they've got. In my opinion, the only way to fix AV and GVC is probably just to change assault ships, because AV are in a very good spot right now. In most matchups, I would say. This is a very good hold here by Phoenix, although he's mined out on his main base, and I'm not sure if he's noticed it. Yeah, at that point you might as well be playing my joke patch, by the way. Selfless plug for my joke patch. It's really good. /P joke. Doesn't even meme at all. It's just quality gaming. No, my joke patch is life. Alright, but anyway, I'll tell you this. Orb and I will play... Oops, we have our health bars off. Orb and I will play Kalash Teeth, alright? Orb will know that I'm going Braille first after SC first, alright? He will just know it. And he will try to beat me with AVs, okay? It's gonna be blind countery as all get out. And I still do not believe he will stop me. Indeed. Well, that's what we need to test, is if AVs are really too powerful here. I want to show Shrike like how to counterplay against them. Well, yeah, but I want to show Shrike on stream. Support cruiser rush? Is that a thing? Oh my gosh, I need to see this. Oh wait, no, you just mean SC first. Oh, okay. Perhaps one more, A-game. Perhaps one more. BR retire into SC first? Ooh. That is risky. That's risking it for a biscuit. By the way, this is just asking for it. Oh my gosh. Ooh. Yikes. Ouch. Main base is mined out, by the way, at this point. It's not, actually. Ooh, you must have taken a lot of eco damage then. Anyway, the reason we're going to do this on Kalash Teeth is because this is the fastest timing for AV because the map is the smallest. Also, yeah, I'm fine with that. We'll do it against Phoenix. And at this point, AC is a pretty good unit. This probably will kill the carrier on its own, and we will be done with this nightmare. By the way, this is why AAVs are not really necessarily also a better counter against AAVs. But that's the game. Gotta say, I'm a little bit tilted by the nonsense going on here.